Well, listen to that. Political commentators David McCann and Sarah Creighton with us this morning. Hello, you're very welcome. David, what do you think? Will people bother to vote 2 elections in 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with the turnout at the last local government election of about 53-54%. The last time we had a European election just on its own was 10 years ago, and turnout was about 43%. So I think there has been an engagement since the collapse of the Assembly in 2017, and I would anticipate that turnout will be roughly the same as the local government election in the low to mid-50s.
Sarah, do you agree? Do you think people are engaged by Brexit? They want to make a point?
I do think people are engaged, and I'm the same as David. I was very surprised that the turnout was as high as it was, but I mean, I don't think people are raving about the European election. I don't think it's the top hot topic that everybody's talking about, but certainly on the Brexit issue, everybody has an opinion, even if they don't know what they want. So I think people are keen to go out and express their views on that.
How vulnerable is the Ulster Unionist Party seat?
I think it's a three-way race here between the UUP, the SDLP and Naomi Long, and definitely the consensus seems to be that Naomi is more transfer friendly, but I do think that Danny Kennedy is a strong candidate, and certainly he could get transfers from the TUV and the DUP, and that might push him over the line, but I wouldn't rule him out. But at the same time, I do think he is vulnerable to the alliance surge, as they're calling it. I think he is vulnerable to Naomi getting more transfers from more Remain candidates.
Will the fact that he declared that he had initially voted Remain play against him?
No, I think it's the fact he voted Remain, it's certainly yes, but I think it's the fact that the Ulster Unionist Party post-Brexit have been very unclear about their vision for Northern Ireland in the future. I mean, they're saying they're against the backstop, but they're not clear about what they see the future. Are they going for a soft Brexit, a hard Brexit?
David, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately Danny has the problem of trying to keep on those Remain voting unionists, whilst also the more of the accept the result type unionists and the hard Brexiteers. So it's a very broad coalition to try and keep together. I mean, Theresa May has thus failed to keep that coalition together. So it'll be interesting to see if Danny has better luck. Ultimately, I think Sarah has pointed out that Naomi Long will be very transfer friendly. You know, when the Greens get eliminated and the minor independents who are pro-Remain get eliminated, that will augur well for Naomi Long. So the challenge for Colm Eastwood is to not only just get more first preferences than her, but to come a decent bit ahead of her so that he can stay ahead long enough so that Naomi's eliminated before him, which could potentially push him above Danny Kennedy as well. But I agree with Sarah, Danny Kennedy's not out by any stretch of the imagination.
What would it actually mean if Northern Ireland returns a vote that sees 2 Remainers rather than Brexiteers in seats?
I think it's incredibly important because ultimately, if 2 Brexiteers are returned, I think that you will have Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage say, look, Northern Ireland does not mind. Northern Ireland is supportive of Brexit. Northern Ireland has rejected the backstop. Northern Ireland has rejected the withdrawal agreement in an election, and particularly when we'll see the Brexit Party do very well in England, that will, I think, play into that wider national narrative. And you better believe that Brexiteers like Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson and Jacob Rees-Mogg will be looking at Northern Ireland and saying, look, Diane Dodds is back, Danny Kennedy or potentially Jim Allister, if he polls incredibly well, could be back as well. So it'll feed into that narrative.
Voters swaying, will they bother going out to the polling station or not? This actually could prove to be the litmus test for the backstop.
Yeah, I think it will show the strength of the Remain vote in Northern Ireland if we return to Remain MEPs, and I think it will certainly show people that Northern Ireland is paying attention, that people here have a voice, and I think a lot of people here feel very sidelined by the Brexit process because the DUP are in Westminster and because they're the only Northern Irish party there at the moment. And I think that they're hoping that to have 2 Remain MEPs will show actually, yeah, we're here as well as the DUP.
David, what does it tell us that we've got party leaders running for these seats? What does it tell us about Stormont if you're going to see potentially the likes of Colm Eastwood or Naomi Long away to Europe?
Yeah, absolutely, because the moment they're elected, they have to vacate their assembly seats. There's no, Colm Eastwood can't do a John Hume where he wasn't nearly represented in most chambers. I think it shows that Stormont is dormant at the minute, and pretty much it is a sidelined institution. I wouldn't say that there'll be a serious attempt to get it back up and running till the latter half of this year. I suppose if they become an MEP, the question is, will they even take their seats? I mean, there is the full prospect that you get elected to the European Parliament, but you never actually see the inside of that chamber. These MEPs could potentially never take their seats, and if we get a withdrawal agreement passed, it is very likely that they get elected, vacate their assembly seats, but actually never sit in Brussels.
All to play for. Thank you both very much indeed. Good to talk to you, David and Sarah.